first, let's take my background. So I am Shaifali Kashyap, you can say passionate cybersecurity enthusiast and a cybersecurity researcher. I am a certified ethical hacker from EC Council. I love exploring new things and getting the new opportunities. Currently, I am working as a cybersecurity trainer at InfoVertec Private Limited. I am a cybersecurity instructor and a speaker at the Security. Okay, so these are my social media profile links. If you want to follow me or connect with me, then you can connect. I will share these links in the chats later. So let's discuss about the agenda of today's webinar. So agenda of today's webinar is like what introduction to VAPT, why one should conduct the VAPT, what is the process of VAPT, what are the certification and compliance standards for the VAPT, types of the penetration testing tools, and after that we will take a demonstration of the VAPT. Okay, so in the first like introduction to VAPT, first we will understand what is VA, that means a vulnerability assessment. After that, what is penetration testing, and then what is VAPT. So vulnerability assessment is the process of identifying, quantifying, and ranking the vulnerabilities in a target, or you can say it is a rapid automated review of the network devices, servers, systems to identify key vulnerabilities and the configurations issues that any attackers may be able to take advantage of it. Okay, it generally conducted with the networks, okay, on internal devices due to its low footprints. Now let's talk about penetration testing. So penetration testing is the practice of testing a computer system or a network or a web application to find the security vulnerabilities, then attackers could exploit it. Okay, penetration testing can be automated with the software application or can be performed manually. You can say that penetration testing is a in-depth expert-driven activity focused or identify various possible routes that an attackers could use or to break into the network or into the system. Okay, now see, like if you are doing the vulnerability assessment, it will give you the answer like what are the issues on your network or on your systems. If you are performing the penetration testing, it will give you the answers to an attacker, like what motivates you to attacks, to do attacks. Now let's discuss what is a VAPT. So vulnerability assessment is a process set with a goal of finding loopholes in the IT infrastructure. Okay, it can be your application, your software system, network, etc. And the penetration testing is the test conducted to investigate the severity of the loopholes founded by the vulnerability testing. Let me give you a simple example. Okay, so let's vulnerability assessment testing identifies the weak cryptography in the host. Okay, to know how it will impact the systems can be done by the penetration testing tools. Okay, this can be like decoded and have access to the databases possible by phishing attacks or different types of the attacks and the threats then any attacker could perform. Okay, so vulnerability assessment is like finding the weaknesses or the loopholes in your system, in your network, and after that using those vulnerabilities try to penetrate them is the VAPT process. Okay, now let's come to the next topic. Why should you conduct the VAPT? So as you all know that the cyber attacks and the threats are the real world problems in the 2 days, with the thousands of the networks, websites are being compromised every day, right? So some of the reasons you can say that the customer needs compliances, security validation, best practice, and the data security. Okay, now in the customer needs, every day it is becoming the common practice for the today's customer to request the security certifications from their partners or the vendors. Okay, if you want to purchase any systems or anything, so you will just see that is it a like a valid security vendor, so you will check that thing. So first is the customer need. Okay, if you are just purchasing anything, any system or any appliances from any organization, first you see the like how secure is that organization. After that you will rely on that. Okay, so first point is the customer needs. Second is our compliances. Compliances means a large number of the industry standards and the regulations have the included vulnerability assessment, the penetration testing, as you all know, as they are the mandatory requirements. I will discuss like what are those compliances and the certification for the VAPT later. Okay, next is the security validation. So in the vulnerability assessment, the penetration testing, it will help you to validate your security controls, and it will measures like against your real world attacks. What can attacks can be performed on your system. So you can validate your security, how secure is your organization, how secure is your systems. And the last one is back practice and the data security. So as the attackers scales and the threats involves, right? So there is no need with organization to carry out a VAPT, but you have to perform the VAPT to just to take out the best practice and the best data security for your systems, for your organizations. Okay, so these are the some basics reasons for which you have to conduct the VAPT on your organization or on your systems. Now next comes to the process of the VAPT. So the process of the VAPT consists of the 5 steps. First is our goal and the objective. Step second is the scope. Step third is information gathering. Step four is vulnerability detection. Step fifth is information analysis and the planning. And the last one, you have to just report your VAPT. Okay. So in the goal and the objective, what you have to do, you just have to define your objectives, your goals of the vulnerability analysis. Why you want to do the VAPT? So first part is you have to just identify your objectives, and after that you have to define them. Next is your scope. So while performing the VAPT or any type of the test or the assessment, there will be some scopes, okay, that needs to be clarified. Every organization gives some scopes to the vendor. Like if you are performing a VAPT on anyone's, most of the time we hire the third party authorities, okay, to perform the VAPT on our organization. So we will define some scopes, okay, we will give some basic information to that. So in the basics, we have the 3 possible scopes that can exist. First is your black box testing, second is your gray box testing, and third is your white box testing. So in the black box testing, this testing from external network with no prior knowledge of the internal network or the systems, okay. So that means in the black box testing, you don't have any clue, any information about the your network. Next is your gray box testing. So this testing either from the external or it can be your internal network with the knowledge of the internal networks or the systems. Basically, it is the combination of the white box testing and the black box testing. That means you have some knowledge about your internal networks. Okay, in your black box testing, you don't have any knowledge. Okay, you don't have any information. All the things you have to gather all the things by yourself. Third is your white box testing. In the white box testing, this will be like within your internal network, okay, with the knowledge of your internal network and the systems, you will perform the white box testing inside your internal network. Of course, if you are performing inside your internal network, then you have the some knowledge and the some information about your internal networks. Okay, so among these 3, black box testing is the toughest one. Now let's come to the step 3. Of course, if you want to do any type of the test, if you want to do any type of the attack, so for that you will gather some information. So our third step is information gathering. In the like common hacking or all these things, it is the first step, but in the VAPT, it is the step third, that is information gathering. So in the information gathering, what you will do, you will just obtain as much information as you can gather about your IT environment, like your information about your networks, IP address, operating system versions, and the etc. Okay, it will be like this will be done for all 3 testing, for the white box, gray box, and the black box testing. Okay, you have to do the information gathering for all 3 types of the testing. Now, step 4, that is vulnerability detection. So in the vulnerability detection, in this process, you will use some vulnerability scanners, okay, that will use to scan the IT environment and identify the vulnerabilities. Okay, basically you will use some developed tools for your vulnerability scanning, like you can say the NSUs, okay, Acquintex. So these are the vulnerability scanners. Okay, what you have to do in that tools, you just have to give your targets, and it will just simply scan your target and give you a report of your vulnerability scanning. The last one is the information analysis and the planning. Okay, so after that it will analyze the identified vulnerabilities. Okay, you have to devise a plan for penetration testing into the system. Now till 4 steps you have some vulnerabilities. So after in the step 4 you have to plan some something so that you can exploit those vulnerabilities. Okay, so this was the process for the VAPT.